A Detroit police officer is under criminal investigation tonight after a disturbing incident inside a hospital. The officer, with several other officers there for backup, can be seen punching a distraught woman he had escorted to the hospital, even as she appears to turn around. ABC's Steve Osunsami and a warning tonight. This is difficult.
Even Detroit's chief of police tonight is calling this video shared by an internet radio station very disturbing.
There were points where the suspect had turned their back, but the officer continued to punch.
They believe that the naked woman in the chair has mental health issues. Police had just pulled her off the streets Wednesday night and brought her to Detroit Medical Center when she started screaming and shouting at the staff and police officers. But here, when she spits in the face of one of the officers, is when he starts punching.
It was at that point we had grave concerns for the officer's actions.
The video was recorded by an anonymous woman sitting outside the room who had nothing to do with this and wants to keep it that way. That officer is now suspended with pay, but police have already called on the prosecutor to come up and take a look at this case. And tonight, they're going over video from that same officer's police body camera. David?
Steve Osunsami, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out.
What's going on, brothers? Thanks for tuning in to another dialogue with the raw, the real, and the red pill. This is going to be a short one right here. You know, as we can just see, BAW is back on the headlines, getting the foot pulled up out her ass, you know, and it's just some things that are just beautiful about this, man. It's some deep beauty about this, because this time it wasn't the white man, y'all. No. This time it was a Jake, man. It was a brother recompassing righteous judgment across this bitch's face. You understand? And at first, I know we wanted to pity her. At first, naturally, the natural social feminist mind state that a lot of us have is to pity a bitch, man. Automatically, we are told that no matter what, we are not to put a woman in her damn place. And I keep telling y'all, that's a bunch of bullshit, and it's against what's natural. You know what I mean? How come, you know, when a child fuck up, you know, I can't even say that because society tells you can't edify and discipline your children. But we all know children need discipline. You know, some form of it at least. How come no matter what anybody does in life, when they're wrong, they must be corrected? But for some odd reason, the black woman feels as though she does not need correction in any way. You know, so I never felt sorry for the chick, but upon watching this, I did say, you know, why did this happen? See, they always paint themselves up as fucking victims. That's a part of the feminist mind state, and they want you, no matter what, to view them as victims. And these bitches are not victims, man. Once again, the BAW, out of all people, she chose to spit on. She spat. See, there was a white officer there, the black man officer who administered the ass kicking, and there was a BAW officer there. You understand? And out of all people she could have possibly spat on, who did she choose? Who was her hatred administered to? Who did she rebel against utterly in disrespect to the point of which her hawk spit had to be, you know, administered from her mouth onto this gentleman, this black quote unquote brother? You know what I mean? And the beauty of it all is that he got suspended with pay, and I hope nothing fucking happens, man. There's no reason for anything to happen, because, you know, she spit her funky ass bodily fluids on this man. This bitch can have AIDS. She can have gonorrhea in her throat, because, you know, a lot of our black women like to suck dick, you know, and suck strangers off and shit like that, because, you know, they're promiscuous, and we just got to be honest here. You know, I've been a recipient of such activities in the past, but many of us have, right? But in all reality, man, this bitch utterly deserved it. And I put a soundtrack to this shit, honestly, because it was beautiful, man. And it was, the soundtrack is, you know, very appropriate. Because this is definitely a bitch. And the officer was definitely a real one. And he was beating that hoe down. You know? And the beauty of it all is that not only did a black man get to exact some judgment, but she can't call the police on him. He is the police. White daddy was right there. The white man was right there with the bat. He didn't arrest him. He didn't stop him. The BAW, I mean, what the fuck can she really do? You know, the Jake the Jake officer. What can she really do? You know? She's a fucking woman. She shouldn't even be on the force to begin with, because there's no means of her physically de-escalating anything. But that was a great video, man. I just thought I'll share it with you all. And I know some people might be offended by it. You know, my channel is an offensive channel. It is a channel that is strictly on truth, you know, at least on how I perceive it. And I definitely do defy the social normalities within our you know, Western Hemisphere. I go against it as hard as I can, because it's bullshit. But beautiful video. You know, officer has a paid vacation. I mean, he has a paid leave upon further investigation. But the bitch, hey, she spat on him. He has every right to defend himself. And I believe a white man would have did the same thing to her. And she utterly deserved it. So this whole rhetoric of no matter what, you know, this woman does, that you can't do anything to her, you know, it's starting to be foiled. Feminism in itself is starting to collapse on itself. And I'm just very proud and very happy that men are starting to stand up for their dignity and demanding respect. Thanks for tuning into the Raw, the Real, the Red Pill. Have a good one.